Hey, morning everybody from Hex Token channel. Your host Superman. Hope you guys having a good day. Woohoo! We're going to get into everything markets today, so hopefully you're going to enjoy that. Our community hangout session. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get into the chat. Say hello. Let your opinion be known. We love that flourishing freedom and opinion. That's what we love. So get into that. Dave Down Under's in the house there. Hi, Superman. So if Richard Hart is timing the market for launch, does launching before Pulsechain come into consideration? I don't know about that, Dave. I think it would be cool if it did, but I don't think so. I think he's got much bigger things to think about in terms of the coding, getting it tested, making it work 100%. That's the most important thing ultimately. Then secondary, making the gamification of the launch very important. I think that's far more powerful. Pulsechain would be a nice to have rather than a necessary. I realize that it's going to be a big conference and exhibition, so I'm not downplaying that. It is a big deal, and it's certainly good for branding and Pulsechain, but it's not 100% necessary. The other thing is it's going to, it's what am I going to say about that? It's going to be on anyway. They'll still be able to talk about, they'll still be able to talk about everything Pulsechain, like what's coming up. So they can still do this is coming up. It's pretty close if it's not launched by then. So 6th of the 9th of September, we're talking about it. If you guys want some context when Pulsechain's on. So that's kind of my view on it. Far more need to have rather than nice to have. Let's say that much. Fat Sammy in the house there. Hey, Fat Sammy, good to see you. Woohoo! Let's go. Absolutely, let's go. Here we are sitting on Hex.com. Always good to come back to the home. If you're new to Hex.com, check it out. Do your investment due diligence as well. Pulsechain's coming too. 2 for 1, 2 Hex for 1 basically at the moment. Good. CJ's in the house there. Howdy, CJ. Good to see you. Brizology, good morning, Superman. Hey, Brizology, nice to have you in nice and early. Great to see Briz there. Briz came in at the end yesterday, I think it was. So just the way it works sometimes on the second live stream. Yes, if in the house, Sandy Beach in the house. Woohoo! Yeah, woohoo! Get the excitement going, that's for sure. Hey, Bruce, how are you, my man? And got my new leaflets today, says Fat Sammy. Yeah, we're going to check that out on Discord later on, so stay tuned. If you're looking at spreading the word around Hex and Pulsechain, some new leaflets are on Discord. Hello, Hex Token and everyone, says Sandy Beach. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Nice. I want to see them. I want to see them now. I want to see them now. No, later. Now. No, later. All right. Enough for that silliness. Let's get a bit of let's start off this live stream. Well, let's hear a bit from Richard Hart about how powerful cryptocurrency is, just to kick us off before we get into the markets and the deep dive. Let's go.
I think cryptocurrency is one of the few things in the world that could really return power back to the people. Every year you get less and less choice. Your money's worth less and less. Your hours get longer. It seems like almost everything's getting worse. And crypto is one of the few things that lets you extract yourself from that horror. You can participate in the world's highest performing asset class. You can participate in trustless peer-to-peer revolution in finance where, there's no banking hours. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's you and the code. Nobody else can stop you from cashing out. Nobody else can stop you from doing what you want to do. And, when you give people the power to create good things, they quite often do. A lot of innovations come from cryptocurrency. There's things you can do in crypto that you can't do anywhere else in the world. And I'm proud to be part of that revolution.
New haircut. No, I haven't got a new haircut. But hey, it's just probably the way I slicked my hair back today. Maybe that's just it. So very cool. Anyway, that's pretty cool stuff from Richard about crypto. Obviously, the crypto still goes through bears and bull markets. So, but there is great opportunity. The best performing assets out there when they're on fire. We've seen that recently, just in the last week. On Hedron, you would have made, what was it, a 5x or something like that. So there's definitely opportunities out there you just can't get anywhere else. Let's jump over to the markets. This is we're going to zoom out and look at the stock market. And of course, NASDAQ leads the stock market lower as bear market rally pauses. So calling it a bear market rally there, probably a suitable title there. And of course, we can have a look at the assets here. We'll see Dow Jones at 31,438. That's still okay, still good level. We've got Standard & Poor's, the 500 there, 3,900. And of course, NASDAQ 11,500 there, all down. Not too bad, under 1%, but still down slightly there at the moment. We've got the VIX, the volatility index, That's down 1%. So it's good to see. And the dollar's down slightly there as well. Jumping over to commodities, we've got Brent and crude oil up slightly. So $110, back over 110 now. Brent oil over 111 there. So they're up slightly there. And the rest of them all pretty similar. Food there, soybeans up a little bit as well. And that's the thing we've been talking about watching in the next few months is the food supply and the food prices. There's a number of things going on globally around that. Obviously, the Russia and Ukraine have a lot of food production over there, particularly wheat. So those are some of the things that you're thinking about. And of course, that flows through to Middle East and Africa and stuff like that hit first, right? So we'll keep watching out for those food flows in particular. It's pretty important, obviously. So stay tuned for that one. So we've got a bit of a right up here. Leading US stock indices started the week on a down note as the brief euphoria of last week's rally faded amidst renewed inflation and commodity fears. Now, this is what we talked about happening. We said we're going to have a volatile year, that we are in a bear market. Those are the kind of the context that we're operating in at the moment. So that we would have 1 week everything would be fun. Next week it would be back again, the same narrative back again. So it's kind of how this article's been written up. So that's what we're seeing in the market's been pulled back too. So obviously all those indices are pulled back, as I just talked about, the Nasdaq, the S&P, and the Dow Jones Industrials. We've got this comes as the market participants sizing up last week's counter trend rally and also perhaps getting ready for the slower summer trading season. Morgan Stanley, Michael Wilson, stated in his note this morning that we continue to believe any near-term rally is nothing more than a bear market bounce with a lower lows ahead. So just take that into account. I agree with that sentiment. Citing the headwinds, remember the context here is stock markets. Citing the headwinds of Fed policy, which we talk about here, inflation, potential recession. So these are the big three that we've been talking about. And of course, every time a Fed meeting comes up, talking about interest rate rise, what's that going to be? Is it going to be hawkish? In other words, is it going to have high interest rate rises, or is it going to be dovish? They're going to have no or low interest rate rises there. And downwards corporate earnings. So downward corporate earnings there also considered to be a big issue. That would probably play out even more over time if that's the case, especially if you get a potential recession, right? So commodity complex, whose sell-off drove optimism last week that perhaps the Fed would find a reason to slow their hawkish run. In other words, the 0.75 percentage points, maybe more like 0.25 or 0.5, or 0.5 on that mark has been the next interest rate rise. Saw mixed trading today. Crude and oil were up, as I just mentioned earlier, and of course, as the group of 7 nations was on watch for further actions against Russia and Russian oil. So a lot more happening there. So US wheat futures closed trading 1.9% lower. Cotton futures closed down 4%. There's a 9-month low of around 94 cents a pound. Oil is at the spotlight at the EIA. It continues to struggle delivering its US weekly report due to hardware failure. So the little technical stuff there. Energy stocks led the way on Monday, trading as they recovered from several rough sessions. Valero sees all the energy companies there all down. So they're all down during worsening near-term macro outlet affecting the energy companies there. The big earnings after the bell is due to footwear giant Nike, which traded down 2.1% in the run-up to earnings. So big earnings there. I would have thought that when they said big earnings from Nike, maybe they were talking about a deal with Richard Hart and a Nike deal there. If you're watching Nike, you should be considering a Nike shoe deal with Richard Hart. Probably the number one crypto model in the world at the moment. So not far above its 52-week high, with supply chains and China COVID policies looming as threats to the current outlook. There was no fresh merger news. That's typically bullish in the market if there is. And that's about it there. Crypto sector traders also saw a pullback from recent bear market rally. And of course, the 2 pull downs that we've had in crypto have been pretty severe. So that was the stock market overnight and the commodities. The futures, however, have moved higher. So Dow futures moved higher following a negative session. after it closed, so that was pretty cool. This is 24 minutes ago, this update. You can see the US there, 30 and 500 both up on the green there with the futures coming up there. Yeah, so US stocks continue. Stocks futures were slightly higher on Monday evening deals after major benchmark averages finished the regular trading session lower as last week's comeback rally stalled. So the Dow Jones 500 futures were pointing higher, and NASDAQ futures were also pointing higher there. In extended deals, Nike moved 2.7% lower after the company reported beating 90 cents, beating estimates of 80 cents. Where revenue came in at 12.23 billion versus 12 billion there. Several major banks raised their dividends in response to successfully clearing this year's Federal Reserve stress test. That's always bodes well, as it were. With Morgan Stanley moving 3.3% higher and Goldman Sachs Group as well. It's amazing how banks consistently do so well most of the time, unless it all hits the fan and they've caused it, and then of course they get bailed out. You know, isn't that how it happens? For the big ones anyway. Robinhood markets fell 4.9% after CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, I guess his name is, denies having mergers and acquisition conversations with Robinhood. That's pretty interesting. Ahead of the session, market participants will be monitoring fresh consumer confidence and house price data. So these are the big ones we want to watch too, as the consumer and house price data. These are the kind of the next markets that we really have to look at. And of course, they're all overheated, right? They're all overheated. Housing market's overheated, and consumer confidence is starting, obviously starting to shake there with the higher inflation, etc. Pretty much, I think that's pretty much there on that one. So we're going to jump away and quickly we're going to jump from the stock market and the commodities markets over to the crypto. Crypto there, not doing too bad. 20,791. Now, obviously, we're sitting at 21,125 or 250 yesterday. So we've gone down about $500. ETH just down about $60, I think, from yesterday. So 1%, 1.5% respectively. BNB 234, almost flat actually. So not too bad there. We'll have a look at the Bitcoin chart here. This is kind of what we thought that might do, is this zigzag along here, just like it did back here before we had a big drop. So we might reasonably get that too, that zigzag that lasts for about a month. So if we just use a month as a guide, this guide here a month, around a month here, we use it as a guide, let's say around here. That would be around about 14th of July. Maybe we'll get a bit of volatility around here. Maybe we'll have the drop down till July. So just keep watching out for that. Also, the other thing to keep watching is the calendar for the Fed meeting, next Fed meeting. Maybe we'll talk about that in another session. But that's Bitcoin at the moment. So holding up there, and it bottomed out, if you recall, at 17,567. 17,567 is on Coinbase. So $17,500, and it's currently at 20,700. So it's quite a bit of a drop there. If we do get down to this low, if we get down to this low, getting down to Richard Hart's 11,000, that would be a 37% drop from the low that we previously had. And of course, that would be from now. That would be a drop to let me get here, to about 46.5% drop to Richard Hart's target from here. So keep looking up. Mid-July could get a little bit tense there. Maybe we'll see that third leg down and get to that the end of the bearish market pullback, as it were. End, inverted commas. That's pretty much that. Let's jump over before we get into Hex and stuff. Let's jump into some of the comments. Probably don't want to get too far behind there. A few people in the house. Woohoo! You always look sharp. Appreciate that, Sandy Beach. Joe Blau in the house. Hey, Joe. Good to see you. Woohoo! Yeah, rock on. And Blender as well. Woohoo! Yeah, we've got the shout-ons. I love it. I love the attitude. So now, sup, people. Good to see the foreman in the house. That Pulse player says, "Hey, Super, I was able to spend time with a really cool, accurate AI bot when I asked it when is Pulsechain launch. It replied with July the 16th. So let's see. That'd be pretty cool, the Pulse player. That'd be just at the, we probably just slightly after that would be quite nice. Since I just said mid-July, maybe the next leg down. It's down. That's fine. Yeah. Max Crypto Art says, morning, buddy. Hey, good to see you. MCA. Woohoo. Love the copy too. I've got my latte got my latte here, so we're in good company. Crypto Heartbeat's in the house there. Woohoo! Let's go, Crypto Heartbeat. Nice. And see, Crypto Heartbeat, let me know if you're looking into that, doing the radio style, the call and the phone call in there into one of your sessions. That'd be pretty cool to see that. Yes, caller coming in from Seattle, something like that. That'd be pretty neat. What else we got going there? I asked how Pulsechain would do. It all replies because asked this. All it says is huge potential success. I like that. That's a nice AI. That's a friendly AI, that one. It's not trying to destroy us, that's for sure. What else? Got a couple comments. Let's jump through to Thomas. Great ones. Hey, Thomas, good to see you in the house. Pulse Player says, hey, Heartbeat, you're a good man. Thank you for all your guys' service. Yeah, absolutely, man. Legend. Does some great topics too. Real people comments, topics. Crypto Heartbeat does. Coconut's in the house there. Woo! What's good, everyone? Hey, Coconut. And in the house is J-Man. Bender says, Pulsex, I wonder, will it do 500x in 2 years? And Pulsex or 1000x is Bender. At the moment, Bender, we're just waiting for it to get launched. I mean, it's got proof of weight. That's what we know of. We've certainly got proof of weight. The Pulse Player says, Sandy, you should start a YouTube channel with me. We can call it Player on the Beach. I like that one. That's a good one. Still Monday here. Where is that like button? I don't know. Smash the like button. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Definitely do that. Let's see how we're getting on. We're heading up to 4,800 subscribers. Let's see how far away we are. 10 subscribers away. So smash out that subscribe button if you're new. That's for sure. Go jump down to here. Dave says, did I hear that there's a significant stake ending in a couple of weeks? Yeah, I thought it was a couple of days actually. I haven't actually looked at. We'll check that out later. DDR says this is the bottom. No, we're not out of the woods yet. Or the bottom. Haven't called the bottom yet either. We're still in a trend reversal that's still holding up at this stage. The chances of not holding up on the lower side. So it's probably still in our favor there. Crypto regulations are coming, says J-Man. They are. Particularly if you're a CeFi project. If you're a decentralized project, well, you're pretty free, aren't you? So cool. Bender, why worry, says Bender. Yeah, why worry? Cess in the house there as well. Woohoo! Hey, good to see you, Cess. Post-show community hangout after the Discord is in Discord. Yeah, so Fat Sammy, and it's now typically holding a post-show community hangout after Discord. So if you have any questions, anything like that, anything that you need help with, or you want to talk about cool things, get into Discord there. Link is in the chat and also the video description. J-Man says, I always pay my taxes. Yeah, it's probably a wise thing there, J-Man. Okay, so nothing to worry about, man. Yeah, nothing to worry about. Morning all, says Brendan. All noise BS, says Bender. Yeah. Tintop's in the house as well. What's up, Mexicans? Good to see you, Tintop. And J-Man, HP too. Good to see you. Woo! Man. We got a lot of excitement in the chat there, that's for sure. Visinal as well. Hey, good to see Visinal. And I joined Visinal's Australasian group on Twitter there yesterday, I think it was. Great title. I want to maybe do a traveling channel. Hex travels the world. Lol, it's still in the planning stages. Lol, says Sandy Beach. I like that idea. Sounds a pretty good idea to me. Good evening, people. It's Cape Figure in the house there. Hey, Cape Figure. Good to see you in the house. All right, let's jump over to Hex. Let's see where we're at the moment. So this is our chart that we've been watching. We have still got trend reversal in play. And of course, I did say that we would have back here when we were in green candles, to say that we would likely have some red candle days. That's exactly what we're seeing. Plus, of course, with the pullback with the market, we've got these big macro things happening in the background. That's why we covered them first. But we've still got a positive EMA cross with signaling a trend reversal at 4.35 cents on the 13-day EMA and a Bollinger Band 50% at 4%. So we've got just over 0.3 of a penny there trend reversal play. So that's pretty cool. So we also had this back here. And we had a previous trend reversal, and back here we also had it too. We had crossed over. We had 2 red days, even though we had crossed over, and then away we went there. So still looking good for that at this stage. No fallout there. Now there is occasions when that can cross over. So we've seen that back here. There is occasions when the trend reversal ends up being a false signal, but most of the time it plays out pretty well. Most of the time it plays out. So here we had We actually crossed over for a couple of days, although we were bouncing off the top there, and down we came there. But most of the time, you can see the trend reversal plays out. So it plays out there, plays out there, plays out here, and plays out here. So most of the time, that's why I said it gives a very high confidence, but it's not invincible. And at this stage, we're still holding up there, so it's still looking good. The other positive too is that we have narrowing Bollinger Bands. That's very positive too. It talks about giving us the fact that we're going to break out to one direction. At the moment, of course, that is to the upside, given our crossover with the 13-day EMA. So otherwise, looking good there. Let's have a look at the DMI. DMI there shows the sellers is slightly stronger. Obviously, we can see that in the price action today. There's a bit of a battle going on here between the buyers and sellers still. And the RSI there pulled back there to 41. So still a bit of bell going in there. So obviously we need some buying action in the next day or two is what we're looking for there. So that's pretty much it on the Hex price there. We're going to jump over to quad charts and have a look here. We've got Hex on the 15-minute chart on the left here. So we've just been zigzagging down. Yesterday when I finished last live stream, we were up at 4.6 cents here. So we zigzagged down there and came back. In fact, this is when we were live streaming because it was going up in green. And then we've just zigzagged down there, down to 4.26, back up to 4.4, and currently at 4.28. That's kind of where we're at this stage. Everything is pretty much down. Hedron, which had a blast of a time. We're going to go back to the daily on Hedron, just get a better view of where Hedron's at. And we're going to just slow that Hedron out there. We're going to pull that back there. So Hedron had a beautiful time here, getting up to 1273. Can you believe it? And then of course had the sell off now. Obviously with the market generally pulling back too, with 565 there. So some people may have bought in around 700 yesterday after that first pullback, looking for an opportunity to go up. But of course, the market has taken it down there, 565 at the moment. So yeah, we did manage to get back up to that 1,000 mark, isn't it? And get rid of another zero. That was pretty cool. But we're back down at 565 again, which, as you see, when Hedron first launched, that's where it hit the bottoms there the first couple of days at 556. So that's kind of where we're back there at this stage. So interesting stuff there. Obviously, Alex there with the ICOSA product coming out with Hedron staking and burning and a few other features there. So we'll keep watching that as well. The other thing, of course, Maxi, linked to Hex there. Maxi, of course, with the Maximus team, doing some amazing innovation, coming out with their base and team tokens. That should be out in a couple of months. All these products eat up Hex as well. So they eat up circulating supply of Hex, which is a beautiful thing. And of course, we all want that underlying product there. So Hex is being used by these projects to offer new innovative products to investors that are really well designed, and also taking Hex off the circulating supply, which is a longer term gives us price support to the upside. So it's pretty cool. So we got the price at 7.8 cents at the moment, and we're gonna have a look at the premium. This is what we really have been excited about, is the premium of Maxi over Hex. This has been a stellar thing, man. Still holding up incredibly well. 84%. Look at this. 84% above Hex. Isn't that beautiful? And of course, it's broken out of the range there too. Seems to be finding some sort of support at the moment above 82%. And of course, it's had a high of 89% there. So we'll be watching this pretty clearly. See where they can make that next leg up. Can it get over 100% or 2x there? It'd be incredible if it can hold that. Has had a spike up to there. Remember, it spiked up to 233. It's 133% premium, and let's see if it can get up over that 100% range. My always thing was maybe 200-300%, so that's actually on the top side. I did think that in practice it was only going to do about 40%, but which is closer to down here near this yellow here. It's about 40% around down here, but it's absolutely blowing that out of the water. It's over twice that. So we'll see how we get on there. So very cool. And of course, the base and team tokens coming up look like they're going to be, I think, the probability they'll be very successful is my guess there. Now, they do need to get a big amount in the base token to get the bigger pays better bonus. And of course, that's going to flow into the team token. as well. But it looks like also the team token may have other projects going in there, other tokens going in the future based on the way it's written. So we'll look out for that. The other thing, of course, is Pulse Dodge coin. This is the fun one, right? This is the fun one. This has scarcity, and it's nice to see a token with scarcity. And we're going to see whether it also has a Gunther and his whale syndicate. So we'll see how they get on. And of course, it's counting down on the launch phase there as well. So it's not too far away. It's currently at $2.32. Yesterday it was up at $2.50, and we'll see where it's at. So still looking pretty strong in my view. So we'll see how that goes. Let me go to the daily here and get this in a bit of context. Look at that. That's the daily. Can you understand? No, you can't. I'll get to zoom that in. We got the daily there. We got the red plane, still red. We have to turn it around a little bit there. It's a little bit. Let's just move it sideways at the moment because in the question mark zone. It has support here about $1.75, $1.80, and of course also has some level of support here of $2.20, and it did bounce off that $2.20 mark there. You see the $2.20 support in there. So yeah, it did bounce off. That's $2.30 at the moment. It's had a high, as I say, it's actually had a high today of $2.70. So we'll see where that leads there. Very bullish on this, to be honest. Obviously not investment advice, but just think if they can keep it all together, it will do some pretty cool things. That will, it is speculation, remember that. So just don't forget that is a very speculative asset. Don't want to underplay the speculation on this particular one compared to everything in crypto is speculative, but there's different degrees of speculation, if you get my point. All right, so let's have a look at the contract. We got, we're edging up on 5 million here. This is without the BA and OA address, so at 4,995,223 Pulse Dodge. Let's have a look at the amount of people that have claimed. Number of claims at the moment, 22,119. So that's pretty amazing. It's about 1 in 4 accounts have claimed. And the holders, let's have a look at the holders of the whales keeping together, 210, 100, 80, 54, 46. So they look pretty intact there, and they're leading whales. So cool. And if to get on the front page, you need 7,600 Pulse Dodge coin. That's a cool $17,784 at the moment. We'll quickly have a look at the claimants, see who's claiming at the moment. In the last hour, 7 minutes ago, we had a crab claim. We had a squid claim. Looked like they sold it too, did they? Yeah, they sold it too, from the looks of it. So it looks like they claimed and sold all in one go. And then we had 15 minutes ago, we had another crab claim, 100 there, and now 4 minutes, 100 there. So still getting a few claims going through. In fact, they're not too bad at the moment. Still getting those through at the moment. So cool. I think that 6 million seems to be probably the tokens that we'll have in supply, and that includes the BA and OA address with about 440,000 at the moment, in addition to that 5 million. So we're probably sitting just under 5.5 million at the moment. Probably maybe get another 500,000 in the next couple of days while the launch phase is on. 31 days. So we're at pretty much close to a month left to go in the launch phase. So pretty cool. Now, if you haven't claimed, you only qualify for this if you had Hex stakes at the 20th of April. Just remember that. So that's scanning down, and it is based on the size of your T-shares in a particular wallet, and also the Hex, the OA address and the BA address here will all get 10 PLSD each for each claimant. So it's about 440,000 at the moment. So in addition, so cool. And good to be having Hex stakes, isn't it? It's good to have Hex stakes with these airdrops. So cool. All right, we'll jump out of there. That is what's happening with the markets at the moment. We're going to go back to the quad charts there and get into the chat, and then I'm going to jump into liquid loans briefly as well. Who else is in here? Got a couple of comments in there. KD's in the house. Hey KD, good to see you. Thanks, Sammy. It's very early. I've been thinking about it. Yeah. Where else? We've got to jump through some of these. Brennan says, I made a bid for some rough black opals to cut, and I won a parcel. Fingers crossed I clean them up. Hey, nice one, Brennan. That's very, very cool. Fat Sam says, I'm impressed how PLSD has held its value starting at such a high price. Yeah, it started at $1, folks, so the PLSD, currently $2.37, so holding up very well. I have reasonable optimism for that one. Jesus says, just Gunther dumping on all his PLSD. Yeah, so that is the risk, right? So he's talked about the fact he's given public assurances he would only put in limit orders, something like that. So, like I say, it is very speculative. You don't want to get, he got famous. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Gunther. He does amazing stuff for the community, and I'm sure he's publicly going out there. So I have no reason. Obviously, he got famous for publicly selling his Hedron down. Now, he's been very public about all that. But once again, it is crypto, and you need to, look after yourself. You know what I mean? Katie in the house there with the bread and the ducks. Hey, Superman and all you amazing Hexicans. Great to catch you all. Hey, Stevie D, good to see you in the house too. Very, very nice. All right, we are looking good here, so we're going to jump over. This is my other favorite one from Richard Hart around Pulsechain and the devs, so we're going to check this video out. Very inspiring. It's always good to be uplifted during these times, especially in bearish market conditions. But we have still got that trend reversal intact, the X, even though it's gone down to 4.3 cents. So that is not that scenario is not played out yet.
There is no such thing as perfect security. Perfect security, you have a ratio between the amount of effort you put into being secure and the amount of effort that people are using to attack you. And then you have what's called attack surface. The more places that you have to secure, the less secure a thing is. Hex was more easy to secure than a lot of things because it has a limited number of functions, and most of those functions timed out. So for instance, if there was a flaw in the referral program, that doesn't exist anymore. So it doesn't matter. If there was a flaw in the adoption amplifier, it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't matter. And so by restricting the number of functions and making the code immutable so that it can never change, it allowed us to be extremely secure, which is why we've never had an inflation bug. We're extremely resistant to inflation bugs, but Bitcoin's had several inflation bugs. Monero's had an inflation bug. XLM's had an inflation bug. Ravencoin's had an inflation bug. Coins have inflation bugs, which basically means you can mint as many free coins as you want all the time, but my coin doesn't. It's just a pure design. Now, Pulsechain, we're using the most secure software that's out there already, which is Ethereum. It's never had an inflation bug. And we're fixing a lot of things. The code that is Ethereum isn't perfect, and we're making it better than what we got.
Yeah. Sandy always loves the music. I love that, Sandy. I love that. Hey, so Liquid Loans. So Liquid Loans had a news update today with the Pulsechain news, which is always great from Matt. But no update yet on the Liquid Loan sacrifices or the user test interface. So there's liberties, but we got proof of wait. We just keep waiting. That's pretty much it with the Liquid Loan. So we continue to wait for that. We got the Rackham, of course, had put out some really cool stuff last night. He put out this one here. Overwatch partners and everything blockchain are fully committed to the Pulsechain network and community. That's fantastic, right? That's so bullish. So Overwatch partners and everything blockchain are fully committed to the Pulsechain network and community. We currently have 2 projects underway, of course, and yes, it's an exchange and an encrypted comms as well. So communications, I guess, there. So very, very cool. We got some cool images as well with the integrated blockchain legacy bridge exchange. So integrated blockchain and a legacy bridge exchange, enhancing blockchain, combating fraud, a greener blockchain. So a stock and green cryptocurrency trading platform. So again, stocks on there too, really. Oh, that's the extra bonus. So that'd be really, really cool. A stock and cryptocurrency trading platform. Man, that'd be great having integrated. That'd be so good. I was looking at that yesterday. So it's going to be called EB Exchange there as well. And the interface looks really nice and easy to use, very clean. So that's looking really bullish. And of course, having a native exchange from Pulsechain as well, that's going to be really good. So centralized exchange there from looks of it. So cool. Also, they got this EV control product as well, which looks really good as well. Actually, it surprised me to the upside. Your data, your control forever. Just desktop, mobile, email, simple to use. And of course, they've got nice interfaces there. Government level security for everyone. Isn't that great? So I'm really looking forward to this as well. It's got heaps of cool utilities up there on the user interface there. So that's looking really exciting there. Obviously, this is photos from a little while back now, but they obviously had a fun dinner there as well after the presentation. They also had this video, of course, which we've looked at before. Rather funny video of Mike's take exception with the screen size. Obviously, the screen is big, but not big enough. And of course, he couldn't actually finish talking about what he was trying to show there because it was so small for even him. So even though it's still relatively big, but for that sort of size of room, probably a little bit on the small size there, especially with the font there. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was really, really nice to see that. So we're seeing really good stuff flowing out from Rack and Rochelle. We've had these price, talking to the community about prices and things like that. So it's pretty neat. We've also, he just came out of this one here 46 minutes ago. Not liking what I'm seeing with BlockFi, as in behind the scenes, some of the margin calls are highly questionable. Hexkins, a buyer beware, even if it's yielding you interest. Seriously, be careful there. So talking about BlockFi there as well. I think I've got BlockFi on my phone or something, I think. So I don't know if I've used it, but it's certainly there. So just take care with that one. I think that's probably it on that one. But now we're going to go to Pulsechain. Now, Pulsechain itself, where people are talking about when Pulsechain. Now, on the testnet here, we did have an update yesterday. We had an update for a week on the GitLab there. And those are the public folders for the current testnet, V2B. So it's, don't get too excited. They're running V3 privately, which is the fourth testnet. And of course, they've been doing a code rewrite as well. And of course, I think I've got that on here on the bookmarks. And of course, way down here is the last updates we've had from Richard. So we're just going to quickly recap these. So 23rd of May, we had Pulsechain update. The validator rotation slashing delegating code has been mostly rewritten at the 23rd of May there and partially implemented in native Go outside the EVM. That's not in Solidity for much higher throughput. Then also on that day, we have this means the Pulsechain is going to get faster, safer, and more powerful. So even though we're having to wait, this is very, very cool. Obviously, it's a good idea. We're waiting now anyway with the market pulling down. We want it to sort of bottom out now rather than launch during a falling market. Isn't great for the momentum. So it's nice to launch once a lot of the heavy selling is finished and launch at the bottom. But also having a faster, safer, more powerful chain is more important too, right? So we want both of those together. Pulsechain will not be launching this month. I keep, as on May 23rd here, I keep up my outrage marketing. Metrics look good so far. So he's been very, very consistent with that ever since. So he's been, obviously, as you guys know, pumping out lots of stuff there. By the way, some people this is the 23rd of May too, like the idea of launching at the bottom of a bear market. So for those people, they probably love the delays. And obviously there was a market there. They got their wish. Their wish came true. From the looks of it, it will come true because we're already we're a good way through that bear pullback. Pulsechain update for non-English speakers. It's still being programmed. This is the 4th of June. So remember that was the 23rd of May. And of course, this was about 2 weeks later, 4th of June here, or 10 days later, a Pulsechain update for non-English speakers. It's still being programmed, validator rotation, jailing, and more. So that was the 4th of June. Of course, it's now the 28th of June. So what was that? That's 24 days ago. So that's what the status was 24 days ago. And I think that was about it. So we got one more up here as well. The 13th of June. So then about 10 days later, which is about 11, what's it? No, it's 7, that's 15 days ago. So about 2 weeks ago, reminder, I have done everything I can possibly do to make Pulsechain launch as soon as possible. Since I can't do anything else technically, I'm spending my time marketing. I'm waiting, and you and I are waiting, spreading awareness and have your plan ready, which we have been doing. Talking about just be consistent, spread the word, onboard people. That's what you can do about hex.com, pulsechain.com. and just keep spreading the word every day. That's the thing. And we have been seeing that in the Hex Daily Stats, which we're going to cover shortly. We've got the Hex Daily Stats coming up in about 5 minutes time, so hold your hat for that one. And we'll look at the wallet growth and staker growth there. But it's really important that everyone gets out and keeps spreading the word, no matter if it's online or in the real world, where maybe just putting out leaflets around the area. We have got some new leaflets designed in Discord, so we're going to look at that too. So hold on for that. So cool stuff happening there. Very, very cool. Those were kind of the last updates there from Richard on topic there about the Pulsechain June the 13th, so about 2 weeks ago. So I guess the devs are still building. The other thing, once they rewrite the code, of course, they've got to do a lot of testing. So they have got V3 and private testnet. So we're not sure of the state of play of that. We also don't know. They have private Git labs, where they've got their private folders, so we don't have that access to that either. We can deep dive into their own public folders for devs, but that doesn't really get us too much. So cool. That is where we're at. Let's jump back to the market. We're going to close down a few of these sites here just to lighten the load, as it were. And we'll jump out of there and get back to quad charts. We're going to wait a couple of minutes. We're going to get the Hex data stats coming out shortly. So it'll be cool. And currently Hex at 4.3 cents. Hedron making a little bit of a bounce there, up at 607. And a premium on Maxi at 84% there. Pulse Dodge there at $2.34. So let's see where that goes to. All right, what did I get up to in the comments? Having fun here. Good stuff. Hex Huddle in the house. Hey, Hex Huddle, big shout out there. I think who did you get me on Discord? No, Pulsification Hex Huddle. I think you got me up for the moderator there. So big shout out that one. Moderator on Pulsification. That sounds kind of cool. What's up, guys? Says PVM. Hey, PVM. Pump the like, says Fat Sammy. Absolutely. And APVM. Nice. Interesting. So fiat on off ramp. Yeah, I think so. PVM. I think that's that's looking positive there with the Rack and Rochelle exchange. I think we could have all that stuff on there. Interestingly enough, Kate Figure says, I got to fly. Catch you guys later, guys and girls later. It's Kate Figure. Hey, appreciate that. See ya, Kate Figure. What else there in the house there? I keep on farming my incentive token on testnet. Fun stuff. Yeah, KD. So do I. I think I've been the only content creator that I've seen out there that consistently harvests the yield farming and looks at PulseX. So I'll take that little hat there. We actually go to do it now. Actually, we could do it now. We've got a few minutes to go before the Hex Daily Stats comes out. Still a couple of minutes left. We might as well quickly harvest that while we're here, since it's on topic. Let me just get back. All right, let's go to PulseX, and we're doing pretty well actually. We already got over 100 million LP tokens in the PulseX Pulse market there. Let's go to where we're going. We're going to go to farms and get our yield. The APR is down to 45% there. Woo! Remember when we started, it was about 68%, 72%, somewhere in that ballpark. It's now 45. So this is actually a good thing to always check back on these. We've got 48.679 incentive tokens there, $3,500 US. My shout, everybody, for dinner. My shout there. Of course, it's fake money, so we're gonna have to have a fake dinner too. But that's the way it works there. I've got 101, almost 102 million of PLS LP tokens, or liquidity provider tokens, and that's worth $587,000. So we've still got quite a bigger permanent loss there. So we have to wait for a rally in the prices before we decide to ever pull out these funds. We put in about $950,000, so we're at 587 at the moment. So just that permanent loss can really hit you. So that's why it's important to understand what peers you're in getting into, because if obviously you want prices to move together as well. So anyway, we can harvest that. Bam, let's do it. We're going to do it. Let's do it. It's going to cost us 0.00075 pulse. That's a fraction of a pulse there. Like I say, at that rate, I think we can do about 1,300 transactions for one pulse token. Can you believe it? Is that insane in the membrane? I think so. So that's going through. I'm not going to show all the wallet stuff as I normally do. We're just going to get, there we are, harvested your INC. Nice. So we can go, and what I always do is I'm topping up, reinvesting that. So all I do is I swap it to Pulse. Now, in reality, in real world, I may actually not do this if I think that the yield farmers are going to speculate up the incentive token, which I do. It's going to be deflationary, different deflationary from Pulsex and Pulse, but it still should have a decreasing emission curve on it, is the way I understand it at the moment. So we're going to get 680,000 Pulse there. So we're going to confirm that. Bam. And 680,000 Pulse. Hashtag jealous. I know you guys are jealous because I'm getting more Pulse. Everyone wants Pulse. Everyone loves Pulse. But hey, it's only testnet Pulse. So it's not real. So don't have to be jealous. Hashtag jealous. Hashtag not jealous because it's only test Pulse. Everybody. Do you know how many people that are out there saying, how do I get Pulse? How do I get Pulse? Or how do I get Pulse? And of course, no one can get Pulse. It's not issued yet. But the other thing is that we have people still sacrificing apparently for Pulse and PulseX, still sending money apparently. Someone mentioned that to me yesterday. That's people still sending funds to the Pulse, the sacrifice address, even though it officially ended on what was the 4th of April, I think. So crazy stuff, man. Crazy. It's going to be lit. It's going to get lit. Obviously, there's only anecdotal evidence, but hey, it's still impressive. We've got the Pulse there. We're going to add it to the yield farm. And we're going to get Pulse X there. And away we go. Bam. We're going to max that out. 480. We're going to actually leave a little bit because we need some Pulse. Even though we can do like 1,300 transactions for Pulse, we still need some left to do stuff. Now, it probably has auto protection anyway to keep a little bit of Pulse, but just in case it doesn't. 2,174,000 Pulse X. I haven't got enough actually. Oh, really? Oh, that's embarrassing. I just embarrassed myself there. I don't actually have enough Pulse X. And remember, I had heaps of Pulse X. Now I don't have enough. That's some crazy stuff right there. We're going to have to switch this around, folks. And max out that now. And that's 480. So we're going to still have some Pulse left over. It's a little fraction of the pool. But we will earn fees there, 0.22%. Remember, the fee for swaps on PulseX is 0.29%. That's percent. And of course, out of that, 76% of that goes to fees, and that equates to 0.22%. So that's how the math there. So we're going to supply that. We're going to get 859,000 LP tokens. Thanks very much. We're going to add that to 102 million that we already got. And click confirm. Let's see how that goes. Bam. Almost up there. We're going to have Hex Daily Stats coming out straight after this, I'm sure. Normally it's just about now, so stay tuned for that. Hex Daily Stats coming up. Transaction receipt, cool. So we've got LP tokens in our wallet now. So we're going to go back to the farm and we're going to top up our LP tokens. Well, actually, that doesn't come up yet. Yeah, I was a little bit ahead of myself. Let's try that one more time. Let's try that. Yes, there we are. There are. Bam. There are 859,000. Now we're going to confirm that. We're going to add them to the yield farm and earn extra fees with the incentive token, or extra income, I should say, with the incentive token. Transaction submitted. You know it. And we're about to go from 101.9 to 128. So cool. We've got now up to $592,000 in there. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully we get a rally in Pulse and PulseX on the testnet here. There's all fake stuff, remember. It's just testnet. So don't jump too much for joy. The volumes that lately have been really low because there's not many people playing around in there. There'll be teams that are developing products on there. There'll be a few others, people still doing stuff, just like KD and I are. And then, yeah, that's where we go. So Pulse is currently at 0051, up 4%, and PulseX at 0016, up 4% there. May it long continue so that I can get my recover my permanent losses there on the old capital that I put on. Cool. That is PulseX. You saw it here on Hex Token channel. Thanks to KD for heads up on that one. This is where we go there. We're going to get the Hex Daily Stats. Woohoo! Rock on. Day 938 is hot off the press, so let's get into it. Let's do that. Thomas, I had my Europe trip cancelled in 2020 due to pandemic. I'm so ready, says Sandy Beach. Iceland was in 2019, my last major trip. Nice. Let us jump away from that. We're gonna there was Sandy. So day 938, hot off the press there, 27th of June. The price at 4.2 cents, down 6.8. We had pretty good price increases before that. Last 2 days there, just down 18 and 6.8, down at 4.2. We've got a payout per T-share, 6.162. T-share price at 969, so back under 1,000 here, so much cheaper to get a T-share. Another dot day, 2 dot days in a row. for the T-share rate at 22,847. Average stake length there 6.58 years. APY 38.69. Now this is the one we've been watching, of course, the liquidity. We were down as low as 111,892 with price movements, buying and selling, and liquidity adds and removes. We're currently now up at 174 million Hex in the pool there. The big whales, the big whales like Rackham and things like that, they're mostly doing over-the-counter buys from the looks of it. And that's because they can, particularly if the price comes down. Rackham talked about him looking for 1 or 2 cents, and he would do, the big buys, but OTC over the counter there, so that doesn't impact the market. There's just not enough volume in the market, right? So no doubt he's possibly needs some stuff for that centralized exchange, things like that. So we'll see how that plays out. Liquidity there, $11.6 million, so still well over $10 million, which is cool. I like to be over $10 million, and we've been like that for at least 5 days at the moment, so looking good. And we're still holding up the trend reversal, as I said, in the Hex chart there. So we've still got that in play, even with the price currently at 4.13 cents. Still just in play at the moment, so we'll have to test that in the next day. We'll hopefully get a nice green candle tomorrow. It would be my expectation, or hopium there for that. All right, so cool. What else we got there? We're going to scroll over. We've got T-shares up at 20,000 after 16,000 down yesterday, so we're up to 20,431,000 T-shares. That's a big day increase there. And look how low that minted inflation is, 4.6 million there on mintable coins, so that's pretty low. Second-day supply changes around a lot there, with stakes coming in and out. We've got the average stake, we've got the stake percentage there, 9.45% of all Hex is staked now. Penalties are just under 1 million today, so low day on the penalties. This actually, I think generally these lower penalties actually showing some good staking behavior from a lot of Hexkins out there, so it's nice to see. We've got the 2 key measures here. The current stake is up to 40 to 97,109, but current holders down 2 days in a row now, down 23 there. And current holders at 304,973 there at the moment. So just keep up the work, spreading the word, as I say. We're currently on day 939, heading up to 1,000 as our next target, 1,000 days. And of course, 1,095 days would be 3 years for Hex. So 3 years for Hex, man. Pretty cool. The other thing, of course, we passed 2.5 years back on day 912. So we're well over 2.5 years now, heading towards 3 years. Isn't that it? We're like growing up like a child that grows up, and first it can only crawl, and then suddenly it can walk, and next minute it can run. Anyway, enough drama. I know you guys love the drama. No, I'm just kidding. There's no drama channel. We don't do drama. We don't do drama on this channel. All right, let's jump back up here. We had a couple. I think someone posted something around marketing material. Yeah, Fat Sammy here, new Hex flyers from the printer. So we talked about getting out there and spreading the word. You can see that with the growth here, got to keep growing. So spreading the word there. I'm not sure about these negative numbers here, but in any case, let us have a look at some of the flyers here. Hex is a better Bitcoin. Hex first certificate deposit of Bitcoin, first certificate of deposit there, and up to 38% APY. So some pretty cool stuff here. The rockets and the moon boy here, cool, with the DJ box. These are great flyers actually. So really, really nice there. Not sure if we can zoom any further on these. Yeah, we can. So cool. That is nice. Hex cool. Hex code quality is excellent. Hex employs bit packing with the bitwise shifts and caching for gas efficiency. So there's some nice little technical stuff in there. Probably would keep the technical stuff out of there, but that's cool. Code has never been ordered. Bitcoin's code has never been ordered. True. So there's some nice stuff there. High returns. This one here is quite good because this gets to for most people. High returns, no minimum, and decentralized design. The number of wallets so far, Hex is that. So that's pretty cool. So nice. Yeah, I like that a lot actually. That's very cool. Zoom out there now. Bam, bam, bam. So that's by Fat Sammy. Fat Sammy's also holding a session here in voice chat. So if you want to, after this live stream, there'll be in voice chat there. If you have any questions or anything like that, you want to talk about marketing, you want to have anything, get in there around the Richard Hart ecosystem or crypto generally. Get in there for that. I'll make that too small now. Cool. So that'll be fun. If you haven't gone to Discord, links in the video description as well. So definitely check that out. Nice. All right, we can jump back to the markets. There's some markets there. There's all the 4 charts at the moment. Yeah, someone just sold some Hex off there. Oh, the one thing we're going to look at, remember, was we're going to look at the stakes, Hex stakes at the moment. So we'll check that out on here. I think this should be adequate. We do have some big stakes coming out. I guess some of them come out. We're also going to check Whalebot as well. We'll pull Whalebot up, have a look at what's been happening. Might give us a bit of information. So we're going to zoom in on just the end of the year. So let me just grab that. Bam. All right. So do we have big stake coming out at the moment? Maybe that's come out there. 225. We've got this one here. So we have this big candle here that's not showing up on this particular chart. Maybe it's come out now. We've got this one here, 401 coming out on the 4th of July. Then we have 561 million here coming out 18th of July. We've got this candle here. That's what, 263 million 1st of August. And then finally, before the end of the year, we've got this big one here, 595 1st September here. And then it's pretty flat from after that. So it'll be interesting to see what some of these short-term stakers. We've got lots of short-term stakers that roll over their big stakes. And of course, they slowly get diluted, but they're still pretty big at this stage, particularly in this environment. So those are coming up there. Let's have a look at Whalebot, see if that gives us any more insight into this stuff over the last 24 hours as well. And hopefully Hexicat or somebody like that's got some comments. So we had some liquidity removed there, 8 million Hex, another 8 million 15 hours ago. We had 4.2 million Hex sold 14 hours ago. Some liquidity removed there, 8 million. I haven't followed much of that. Uni version 3 added, 8 million 13 hours ago. Removed. Some interesting numbers. They all look like the same there, so I'm not sure what's happening there. Might just jump through that. 5.6 million Hex just bought 7 hours ago for $250,000, so that's cool. Now, did they trade that out? That's the question. 5.2, some more liquidity. V3 liquidity again. It's great having a V3 liquidity coming up through the Whalebot, but it gets pretty busy sometimes in the flow there. The last one, 19 minutes ago. So this is what pulled us down here, folks. 6 million Hex sold 19 minutes ago. That's what got us down to 1. We were at 4.3, weren't we? And it got down to 4.1 there in the chart there. So that's what gave us this red candle at the moment. So that's the Whalebot. So just that one sell. I don't know if we've got. Actually, let's get out of there. We won't look at that. Oh, Hexicat might be in there. Hey, Hexicat, are you there? No, it's oh, yeah, someone else put something here. Your friend's in the house. Oh, yeah, cool. Big player. He has 183 million Hex. Earns 102,000 Hex per day in interest. Next big income stake is 10th of October 2029 for 17 million Hex. Well, it has 250,000 USD in there and nothing else. No more liquid Hex to dump. It's probably trading around. Says your friends. JT says, Jesus, this is I don't like saying that because it's a more cuss word for me as a Christian, but this is the problem with the Hex right now, says JT. This wallet out of liquid for now. Yeah. So that was pretty interesting there. All right, cool. Don't love that. So someone did all the work for us. There we are. That is pretty much it. That's what just tipped us over there at the moment down to 4.1. And that is a good observation too, because Hex is categorized by we have big stakers, we have big short-term stakers, we have big traders that trade $250,000 here and there as well. So we do have all those things playing out in the chart. What else we got? We got the Matt sounds like there has been a lot of travel bugs. Yeah, I think there has been. People haven't been able to travel, so it's probably the reason. Hex Machine says, just try to stay positive, family, keep busy. Absolutely, Hex Machine, that's such good advice. Sandy Beach, I'd love to go to Bali. Yeah, it looks like everyone's going to Bali, Matt. Everyone's going to jump to Bali. That sounds like a pretty good place to be. And Kiwi Land, lol, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, Kiwi Land, the land of the elves. The land of the elves. That's Kiwi Land, the Lord of the Rings, land of the Lord of the Rings. That sounds good to me. Woohoo! Al's in the house there. What's up, Hex? Can say good to see Al. He sure did. I sure did. Yeah. The Joker made you one. Yeah, moderator on pulsification. Yeah, that was funny. Exodo, your influence is powerful. You're a powerful influence there. By the way, Matt says I am not from Bali, from New Zealand. Lived in Australia a lot now, but now here for long. I don't know. And now Maria is from an island close by. Hence we moved here. Yeah. That made all sense, didn't it, Matt? So let us know, Matt, what you'll be doing. Bali, Kiwiland, says Matt. Yeah. Two great places, really. At least I'm talking about from the land point of view. I'm not talking about politically. New Zealand's in the crapper, but hey, our country is beautiful. It always will be. Matt in Bali says Australia. Yeah. Sandy Beach, nice. What else there? Wally Pasang says, oh, so cool, even when not real. Yeah. Let's have a look here. Jump through some of this. Sandy Beach says, I should start practicing again in testnet. Don't want to lose my mad skills. Yeah. I love that, Sandy Beach. That's so cool. That's true. You want to keep your skills up. Yeah, so cool if not real. Yeah, I like that. That's true. One beat for $1. Love to see the use of testnet live. See this use of testnet live. Yeah, it's fun. Fat Sammy. Hex Daily Stats. Read my mind. I know. I'm trying to read Hex Huddle's mind. Read my mind. We're trying to do it. Thomas Turner says the Pulse launch is taking time as so much many more eyes over and building new projects launching on Pulsechain. Yeah. So over 100 projects now, right? We talked about over 80s. This keeps growing. Over 100 now, and I'm building native on Pulsechain. And of course, there's lots of ones that we don't know about. There'll be lots of ERC20 token projects too that will be coming over, supporting the user interface. We haven't heard a lot about that. Remember way back last year we heard about Trust Swap and stuff like that, talking about supporting Pulsechain. So we'll probably get a whole flurry there. I'm digging those flyers, says KD. They need a QR code on it. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Not my desire, says Fat Sammy. Okay, cool. There was a Hexagon postcard competition. I saved my favorite 3 designs out of 25. Not my artwork. I will share the other good ones and share the artists. Hey, that's great. Yeah, put those in Discord. That'd be wonderful, Fat Sammy. My only gripe is that 38% under promise over deliver. Yeah, so that is the average staking period too. It also depends on you obviously how longer you stake better and bigger pays better. So probably I think having a little bit of flexibility around that. You can't really put it on a table with the different percentages. It's a little bit busy, although that would be useful. PLS cards are awesome. Let me find them, says Fat Sammy. Yeah, definitely check that out. They'll be all in Discord. Fat Sammy will post stuff like that in Discord. This is a great video to onboard people. I'm not sure what this one is.
Hey, I'm Michaela, and we're going to.
Oh yeah, I've seen this video. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is A-Bit in that. I think A-Bit might do these videos, but she's very good at that. I think these are good ways. Videos, the best. It's easier for people to watch, right? Than just watch the video. They don't have to read too much. People don't generally. The reading is pretty short, but that's why I like the second one. The second one here, because that was straight to the point there. This one's probably a little bit more technical orientated. I guess it also depends on who you're targeting. Are you targeting no coiners or people that are in crypto, that are quite savvy? What else we got in there? Let me just jump back up here. KD says, when Pulsechain launches, Hexagons are going to buy New Zealand to free Superman from the kryptonite prison. I like that, KD. I like that, man. That is funny. That is funny. All right, cool. I think they were going to wrap up there in 1 hour and 3 minutes. I think that's pretty good. Now I'm going to be back on. This is the first live stream, remember. I'm going to be back later on today in about 5 hours' time. And we'll have live stream number 2 on Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. And we'll see how things are getting on by then. So stay tuned for that. I will be covering everything that's new by then. We always get new stuff by then. And then if it's not new, then I will make it up. I will make it up by then. And we'll have great fictional news as opposed to non-fiction. So that's the way we go. All right, just have fun. All right, so here's the market at the moment. We've got Hex at just under 4.2 cents with that big sell there, that 6 million. And then we've got Hedron trying to climb back at the moment. Hedron is 614, and that's making a bit of a climb back since we had started the live stream. The premium on Maxi is 84%, and Pulse Dodge Coin at $2.21. Let's see what it can do. Can it do it? Yes, it can. Yes, Katie. Hashtag let Superman fly. Yeah, that's true. True that. I like that. Thank you, says Sandy Beach. Hey, you're welcome. Let me just type out my thing. I'm going to play our funky music as always because we like to funk up the show. So cool. I'm going to have to work on a new one there. Let me have a look. Bam, bam. Right, thanks for watching. Friends, peace all, says Thomas. Absolutely. Thanks for watching. If you're a Hex Token channel member, smash out the emojis on the way out. If you're not a Hex Token channel member, check the join button. We've got Pulsechains, Hexicans, and the Richard Hart Club. An easy way of supporting the channel as we do 2 live streams a day. Go for gold on that. Woohoo! All right, we're going to post that up. Nice. Later also says KD. I'm in Bali, says Dave, down under in October. School holidays. Oh man, you got to meet Mac then if he's still there, assuming. So cool. Let us pull up a cool video. Here we are, Power City Core teaser here, and with the cool funky music. We love it. This is the way we go. Just one of over 100 native products on Pulsechain coming is a Power City Core, but I think it's going to be a pretty big one in myself. All right, cool. All right, bye for now. Take care. Enjoy yourself. And I will see you in 5 hours' time. Rock on. Woohoo!